when you listen to those inner promptings, even sometimes it doesn't make any logical sense, but you listen in here with your heart, your gut, wherever you want to say it comes from, that's when you're overcoming your fear, right? Because your fear will tell you not to move forward. Your fear will tell you it's stupid. Your fear will tell you it'll never work. It'll never happen for you. Don't listen to your fear. Listen to that inner prompting. Take the action. If I hadn't taken the action, we wouldn't be here, right?
I know, and now you have this beautiful house. That's amazing.
Exactly. And because of using the very things that I teach my clients, I was actually able to pay off the mortgage 27 years early on my dream home.
Wow.
27 years early. Okay? So the point of the story is, if it works for me, it can work for anybody. That all happened in 12 weeks. Just 12 weeks. That's where the name 12-Week Breakthrough came from, because I realized.
By a show of hands, how many of you make less than you think that you are worth? Why is that? It's time for you to put your foot down and say, enough. Luckily, you're here at the right time and the right place. The most wonderful real estate podcast ever is the path that you seek. I'm Dwan Bent-Twyford, and I have closed over 2,000 deals. I've been investing for over 30 years. I've seen all the markets, and I've done over $500 million worth of deals. I mean, think about that. $500 million worth of real estate. And I have a heart for you. I want you to walk my path with me. Your life is about to change. And do you know why? Because it's time to thrive in 25. Say it with me. It's time to thrive in 25. It's time to thrive to 25. Enjoy the show. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the most wonderful real estate podcast ever. I'm your host, Dwan Bent-Twyford. I'm America's most sought after real estate investor, and I have some really good news to share with you. Thanks to all of you, we reached 1 million downloads, and I was so excited to get the emails with my certified 1 million downloads. So thank you for doing that. Keep doing it. Keep downloading, and let's see how fast we can reach 2, because more is always better. Now, I have a really great guest today, Dr. Noah St. John, and he and I are going to have a super fun conversation. As you know, we talk about everything. If you are interested in getting some free things or taking my really fun real estate investing quiz, kind of shows you where you are, you can go to dwanderful.com. DWANDERFUL.com. And as you all know that have been following me, I took Dwan, my name, and wonderful, and made Dwanderful. So it is a happy Dwanderful day today. So we're going to jump into it. So Dr. Noah, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Dwan. Great to be here.
I'm excited. I love all your books.
Thank you.
So we over here, we like to do things a little bit different, I think, than most people. I like for you to just tell us in a couple of sentences what you do. And I want you to give all the ways everybody can find you, because I always like that in the very top of the show notes for the people that just scan and then don't read the rest. And then I'm going to ask you some questions, and you're just going to be surprised.
All right. Well, let's see. Well, my name is Noah St. John. You can go to noahstjohn.com, just like it sounds, NOAHSTJOHN.com. That's our main website. And I have tons of books and free resources for you that I'm sure we'll be talking about. So basically what I do is I help entrepreneurs, and particularly real estate investors, to make a lot of money in a very short amount of time while winning their lives back. So I'm known for helping people make more in just 12 weeks than they made in the previous 12 months, while actually winning back 1 to 3 hours per day and, 8 to 10 weeks per year, which is a lot of time. So a lot of people talk about, make a lot of money, but their whole thing is, just work till you're dead, basically. And that's the hustle bros that we've all heard a million times. And I'm not saying that they're wrong or there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm like, I don't know about you, but I want a life. I want to live. And not only that, I want my business to serve me, not the other way around.
Yes.
And so many entrepreneurs and real estate investors, who I talk to, they are doing it the other way around, meaning they're living to serve their business And I'm like, you know what? It really needs to be in the reverse. And that has to do with the systems that we help people put in place. And that's really one of the reasons I'm able to help people make more in just 12 weeks than they made in the previous 12 months while winning their lives back at the same time. So that's pretty much me. That's what I do.
I love it. I really like the saying about winning your lives back.
Yeah.
Because I'm 66. And so I'm a boomer, and I was raised by the parents of the Midwestern, super hard work ethic,
Right.
work until you die for the man. And it took me a really long time to get out of that mentality that I don't need to work 80 hours a day to prove I'm valuable. And I don't need to work so hard. I need to work smarter. And even for my own self, I probably didn't really make changes on the level of work till I was like 50.
Mm.
And I was like, man, I'm freaking tired. I work, I speak, I rehab. It's like, oh, when I have time off, I just want to like lay in bed and watch movies all day. And so I did through reading books and various things, I did learn to put myself first, my health first.
Yep.
And I did do that. But I got to tell you what, when you have been the person that helps everybody, does everything for everybody, and then you start saying no, there is a lot of pushback.
Oh, yeah.
I start saying no to people like, no, I can't do that. And I go, why? Well, I can't do it. I'm taking care of me first. I'm first, and that doesn't fit. And I can't believe, even from my own family, it's like, what is wrong with you?
Definitely.
What is wrong with you? So I love all of it. What I would want to know is, like a person like myself who I think I just became more self-aware from being in business, writing books, being at conferences, exposed to a lot of people. What would be one of the first things someone would need to do to recognize that they need your help? Like, what's the day where they wake up and they go, I need something. Like, where's that?
Well, actually, it's perfect that you're asking me that, because I have several tools that are available to help people with precisely that thing. And one of them is called the Inner Game Scorecard, which is free. And you can just go to myinnergame.com, just like it sounds. And you can take my free Inner Game Scorecard. So it's literally, you get a score of how you're doing with your inner game. Now, let's talk about what I mean by that. All right. So when we look at success,
after we hang up today. So tell me about it.
Yeah. So when we look at success, now I am known as the nerdiest nerd in the personal growth and business growth industry. I'm like the Sheldon Cooper of self-help. So
I love Sheldon Cooper.
Who doesn't, right? We all love Sheldon. At least us nerds do. Anyway, so I'm like the super nerd of self-help. And so when I say that, what I mean is that one of the things that I love when I teach, when I do my seminars or keynote speeches or even my coaching, I use a lot of Venn diagrams, right? And Venn diagrams are basically circles that tell a story. Okay, so here's my very, very favorite Venn diagram of all time, and I'll just explain it to you. It only has two circles. Okay, so, and I talk about this in my books and my coaching and everything, but it's basically, what is success, right? And success boils down to two main elements, and that is inner game and outer game. So if you picture two circles that meet in the middle, all right? So on one hand, you have the inner game, and on one hand, you have the outer game. Now, what does that mean? Well, your inner game is everything that happens between your ears that you can't see directly, but it affects everything that you do. And I'll give you an example. When I speak to, real estate corporations or organizations or teams all across the country and around the world, one of the things that I'll do is I'll say, all right, everybody, why don't you tell me one area of your life where your beliefs don't affect you? And here's what people do. They go, and I go, exactly. There's no place your beliefs don't affect you.
There's no place.
Right? Think about it. Your beliefs, right? They affect your health, your well-being, your stress level. Your beliefs affect your money, your finances, your business, your career. Your beliefs affect your relationships, right? Your marriage, your family life, your social life, and everything else. Your beliefs are affecting everything. But here's the funny thing. You can't see a belief. You can only see the effects of a belief. All right. And that's why you can be doing really well in one area of your life, but maybe you're stuck or struggling in another. For example, maybe you're making a lot of money, but your health is suffering. Or conversely, maybe, you're really healthy, feeling good, but you're not making the money you want. See?
Yeah.
So it's not cookie cutter, one size fits all. It's a very customized and personalized approach that we take at my company, successclinic.com, and, with my coaching and everything else. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's your inner game. And then we have your outer game. All right, so that's the other circle. Now, your outer game is everything you can see directly. That's all the systems and strategies, the funnels, the traffic, the offers, all of the stuff that the marketing dudes are talking about incessantly. All right, so here's what's fascinating. Now, over the last 30 years, which I've been in business 30 years now, I've been coaching people all around the world for 3 decades. And what I have noticed is, and I've helped my clients make over $3 billion collectively. That means I've helped people add multiple 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, even 9 figures. I mean, that's a lot of money, right?
That's a lot of money.
A lot of money. But what's fascinating is 90% of that money that I've helped my clients make has come from inner game.
Yeah.
See, everybody else, I'll give you a quick example. I was working with a real estate investor from Arizona. Her name's Tamisa. Now, she's great personality, just really bubbly, just doing, really, really smart. But she was hitting an income ceiling. Right? Now, she was doing 6 figures in her business, but she'd been just plateaued and hitting that, as I call it, an income ceiling.
Yeah.
Now, she was a self-described seminar junkie, going to all these seminars. Wow. Maybe some people can relate to that. Going to all these seminars and spending all this time and money.
I know a lot of y'all can relate to that because they see you.
Right, exactly. But so she was running around to all these seminars and, doing well, but still hitting that income ceiling. So a friend referred her to me, and she joined one of my coaching programs, which is called the 12-week breakthrough. Like I was talking about earlier, I help people make more in 12 weeks than they did in the previous 12 months. So she decided to join my coaching, and in 2 weeks, she tripled her investment in 2 weeks. Tripled in 2 weeks. We hadn't even gotten to the money part yet. Okay? This was all just because of me bringing to her awareness how she had been holding herself back without her conscious knowledge. So that is an example of how powerful your inner game is. And so again, I'll just reiterate that if you go to myinnergame.com, get your free inner game scorecard, and you can literally see how you're doing. It's 20 questions in different areas of your inner game. And then there's a score at the end. And then from there, you will say, did you score high, medium, or low? And then we have different processes to help you, of course, really master for everyone listening to this program.
I can't tell you how much I agree with what you do. I know from just years that we have so much negative self-talk. I think it's like, what is it? Like 95% of the self-talk in our heads is negative.
Yeah.
And it's hard to stop doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't just overnight. I remember many, many years ago, probably in my 20s, I went to a Tony Robbins seminar. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the guy that was talking, but he was talking about negative self-talk, and he put out a challenge, like write down all your thoughts every day, and every time you get a thought, write it down. I was like, I'm going to do that. So every time I had a thought, I'd write, as much as I could. And after like 2 weeks, I thought, wow, I can't believe how much negative stuff I think. And I mean, stuff just like, oh, girl, your hair, just like anything, like just any little thing. And I was like, wow, he is so right. So I ended up buying the program, and I had to learn how to change my negative mindset to always be positive. And I mean, it took me a couple years. It was it was work. Yeah. And I mean, and I worked on one day. I was like, hey, you know what? I have all these great positive thoughts. I pray, I talk to God all day. I'm feeling good. I'm doing this and doing that. How about that? But it's hard. And I don't think that most people even recognize that.
Right. They don't.
Sometimes I always tell people, listen, your mind is your worst enemy. Unless you get it under control, like you're talking about, and you change the way you think about things, nothing changes for you.
Absolutely. I grew up poor in a rich neighborhood, and that's my background. And so I grew up in this little town called Kennebunkport, Maine, which is one of the wealthiest communities in New England. In fact, in the entire country. But my family was dirt poor. And I mean that literally because we lived at the bottom of a dirt road in a drafty, unfinished house that my parents ended up losing to foreclosure when I was just 15 years old.
Oh, that's
So
terrible.
if any listening to the program has either gone through a foreclosure or knows someone who has, it's a very traumatic experience. And it certainly was for me and for my family. So from a very young age, I made a decision, a conscious decision that I wasn't going to be poor. But I knew that because, my family was poor, I didn't really have any help. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I don't want to be poor. And of course, nobody wants to be poor. But, I made that determination from a very young age because what I realized is, that dichotomy between the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah.
The haves was everyone else in the community. The have-nots was my family, right?
Yeah.
And
No,
so
I
I
know.
realized that when you don't have money, it means you don't have choices. You don't have options. So as I always teach my clients, money isn't money. Money is options. Money is choices. Money is power, not power over others, but the power to choose.
Yes.
And so I realized when you don't
Yes.
have that, then you don't own your life.
Yes.
And I said, that's not acceptable to me. So
Yes.
I did the only thing that I could think of to do back then when I was growing up, which is I went to the library and I read every book in the self-help section. I just immersed myself in this literature of success and personal growth, way back in the 70s. And, of course, this was long before the internet, all the tools that we have
I
today.
did the same thing. The whole 80s, every book I read was self-help. There was no
Exactly.
internet. We didn't have internet. We had to figure stuff out.
Exactly. So, and then fast forward many years, and in 1997, I realized exactly what was missing in all of those books and all those trainings that I'd spent so many years and hours of my life studying. And that is really what led me to, write these 25 books in 18 languages that I have today and do the coaching and training and keynote speaking that I do. And, really what's amazing about that, Dwan, is that real estate, that's why I'm so, thrilled to be here on your program today, because real estate is one of the areas that I've helped people make the most money. And why is that? Well, because as everyone listening to this program knows, 90% of your success in real estate is right here between your ears. It is the inner game, which is what I've been talking about.
Yes.
And so anything when you have a sales, organization or a sales team or something that is very sales heavy, like real estate, that's your job.
That's
is
your
to
job.
sell. Well, guess what? Who are you fighting? Like you just said, you're fighting yourself a lot, let alone your competitors.
Yeah.
Right. So, but my point is that real estate is one of the areas where I have the most and some of the largest success stories in the industry. I'll give you one quick example. Another example.
Yeah.
I talked about Tamisa a moment ago. She's one example. Another great example is Brian. When I met him, I was speaking at a seminar, and he came up to me and he said, "Hey, no, I love what you do. It sounds great." And he decided to sign up for my coaching, like on the spot. And similar to what I was talking about earlier, he was hitting that income ceiling. He was doing fine, doing well, but still couldn't break through that ceiling. Now, when I started coaching him, he was living in Boston, right? And Boston real estate market, very expensive and so on. And so, England. But, he ended up doing well. So in just 12 days, not 12 weeks and not 12 months, 12 days, because of what I taught him about the inner game, he ended up scoring $95,000 in commissions. $95,000 in 12 days.
That's what I like to hear.
Hello. And now, guess what? Now he has his own podcast. And guess what? He moved from Boston to Aruba as a result of all this money he made. Let's say Boston to Aruba. You're welcome.
I think I would choose Aruba over Boston because
you think? You know what I'm saying? So another great.
I'm in my Florida
I got a lot of those
now because in Colorado we got a foot of snow.
Exactly. Anyway, I'm like, you're welcome, Brian.
Yeah. See, I love that so much. And it's like my mom, I love my mom dearly, but she's a good example. She was raised very poor, like really poor. Mm-hmm. And then when she married my dad, like they were, middle class, they had, all that. Mm-hmm. But she's still to this day, she's 88 years old, and she'll still to this day say, "Oh, I can't do that. I'm poor." And but it's like, but poor and broke are two different things. You can be broke ass, but you're not poor.
Right.
But if you're poor, that is a mindset that if you can't overcome that, you're always going to be poor. Mm-hmm. And I always tell people, like, listen, poor and broke are two. I've been broke, but I never ever called myself poor. And I never would because that's a negative mindset. And being poor, like you said, being like dirt poor, like my parents were raised with, no running water, no plumbing. Like my grandmother's only got indoor plumbing when I was 16. So I would go to Tennessee to visit and have to use an outhouse. And I was like,
Right.
what is this nightmare that's
Right.
outside?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I was terrified. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to use
Yeah.
outhouse. So when they got indoor plumbing, I was like, oh, thank the Lord.
I know, right?
15 years old. And my parents were raised that way,
Yeah.
and it's just,
Yeah.
it's the mindset. But people do get stuck. So tell me, what do you think, in your opinion? What do you think one is the number one reasons why people get like stuck at a level? Is it their surroundings? Is it their mind? Is it lack of exposure? Like, what do you think is like the number
Yeah.
one?
Well, there are three main problems that I fix when it comes to inner game. Three main problems. Okay. And they have three corresponding solutions. All right. So the first problem that I see so many people have. So, and let me back up for a second. So I want for the folks listening to this program, I want you to think about your goal like it is a destination. All right. So that is the destination where you're driving to. All right. So going for your goal is like driving in a car. All right. You want to go from point A to point B.
Okay.
Right. And of course, you want to get there as quickly and efficiently as possible, right? With the least amount of time, energy, and money wasted, right? That's what we all want. So, one of the common goals that, most entrepreneurs have is having that $1 million lifestyle business, just having that $1 million lifestyle business. Now, I'm using that term very specifically. Now, let's say you're listening to this program, you're like, well, no, I'm already making $1 million. That's nothing. Okay, fine. Make it 10 million. I'm making 100 million. I don't really care what the number is.
Yeah.
But what I am saying is when you look at the second part of that phrase, lifestyle business, I will reiterate what I said earlier, which is I want, and I would think you want, your business to serve you. That's what I mean. In other words, I'm doing this so I can live the lifestyle that I choose.
Yes.
That's why most entrepreneurs do it. I saw a fantastic sign the other day on social media. It said, we don't do these things because they're hard. We do these things because we thought it would be easy. The entrepreneur's credo. And I'm like, that is so true. I love that. We don't do this because they told us it was going to be easy. All these gurus, it's easy. I'm like, no, it's not.
Not easy.
Anyway, so going back to that point. So there's your goal, right? So $1 million, 7-figure lifestyle, whatever number you want. Okay. So the three problems that most people have when it comes to that, the first problem is a lack of direction. Right? A lack of direction. That means, remember I just talked about that, you're driving in a car. Well, imagine if you're driving in a car, you don't know what the heck you're going.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see. I don't know. Right. So, and, the problem or another problem is that, you can see if you have this problem by, if you have like constant overthinking, if you're paralysis by analysis, inconsistent action, and shiny object syndrome.
Oh.
Hello. So, it's so easy, and it's been exacerbated, of course, by these wonderful tools that we have at our fingertips called smartphones and all the social media companies, which their job is to addict you to their platforms.
Yeah.
Their job is to addict your brain to their platforms so that they can show you more advertising so they make more money.
Yeah.
That's how it works, folks.
Agreed.
So anyway, lack of direction, huge problem number one. Huge problem number two is lack of focus.
Okay.
Lack of focus. All right. So those two go hand in hand, right? If you don't know where you're going, then it's awfully hard to focus.
Exactly.
Right. So that means you're easily distracted. You get in this, what I call a procrastination loop.
Yeah.
Right. And you're like, man, I really should do this. I really need to call that person, or I need to write this article, or I need to, film this video. But you know what? I think I'll watch Netflix. Okay. So you just get in this procrastination loop. And then what's amazing is you tell yourself, oh, no, I'd love to do that, but I don't have the time. Really? You don't have the time? How many hours are you watching Netflix again? I'm not saying you shouldn't have fun or enjoy your life.
No. I'm with you, though. I get it. I think everybody.
Exactly. All right. So that's the procrastination loop.
Dr. No.
Okay. And then just having trouble following through. Right. Like I'm the king of follow through because I know exactly where I'm going, and I have just this laser focus on what I want. So when you have that, then of course it's easier to follow through. If you don't have that, then it's hard to follow through. So those are the first two problems. Then the third problem that I see so many entrepreneurs making, especially real estate investors in many cases, is isolation and overwhelm. Just isolation because, as an entrepreneur, it can be very lonely. It can be a lonely road. And why? Well, because number one, we weren't taught this in school, right? Remember that entrepreneurial class you took in high school? Of course you don't, because you didn't, because there wasn't.
No,
it doesn't exist. And so, no. And so we were taught, like you were saying a moment ago, Dwan, we're taught, get a job and work 40 years and retire, blah, blah, blah. We were all taught. I mean, most of us were taught this, certainly of a certain age. And it's like, what? So, to be not that, to not go in that direction, well, guess what? You're weird. You're strange. You're not normal. So that can be very isolating, and you can feel very overwhelmed because you're like, I don't have anyone to talk to. You can't talk to your family because they're all working in jobs. And, you start talking about your problems as an entrepreneur, their eyes glaze over. And you're like, forget it. So you don't have the right support system. You're feeling overloaded. And then you really get that self-doubt spiral, that self-doubt downward spiral. And it's like, I don't think maybe I should just go get a job, and we've all faced that. I mean, I've faced that hundreds of times in the last 30 years. And you're like, geez, maybe it's just not worth it. So that is really, really tough if you don't have the right support system.
I trust that you are loving the podcast. Hey, do you really want to become a super kick-ass superstar real estate investor? Really? 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 All right, I want you to spend the next minute and just take my real estate investing quiz. Super fast, super quick. It'll let you know where you stand on your journey. The link is in the show notes, or you can go to dwanbenttwyford.com. And back to the show.
So the way that I fix that and help people with that is very simple. So there's three problems, there's three solutions. All right. So the first problem is what I said is lack of direction. So what do? We fix that with the right plan.
Yep.
All right. So we get you the right plan for you. Now remember,
for them.
This is another reason I love, coaching real estate investors, because I use a lot of house analogies. And so, real estate investors are used to dealing with homes and apartment buildings and so forth. So, one of the things that I talk about is building a house. Right? So imagine if you wanted to build a house and you don't have a blueprint. How's that going to go for you?
Not going to work.
Not so much, right? And so, but yet this is what so many entrepreneurs are doing. They wake up in the morning, they go, wow, man, I need a house. What do we do? I don't know. Well, I don't know. Let's start slapping boards together and hope a house shows up. So they're busy, blah, 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 and at the end of the day, they're like, why is it so cold in here? Because you don't have a plan.
To every single one, I was like, I so hear you.
You see what I mean? There's no plan. All right. And so, that's giving you the right plan, which is, where the heck are we going? What are we doing every day? You lay out the blueprint, you go, all right, well, let's see. Today we got to pour the foundation. But guess what? Before we pour the foundation, we got to dig a hole. Right?
Yes.
I mean, you can't start on the third floor. That's what so many entrepreneurs are doing. They're like, hey, let's pick out the curtains on the third floor. We haven't even poured the foundation yet.
That's true.
Okay. So anyway, so that's the first solution, is the right plan. Then we have the right tools. And that fixes the problem of lack of focus. The second problem, right? Right tools. All right. So again, building a house, right? Okay. You've got your blueprint. There's the plan. Boom, boom, boom. We're doing this to this. Well, let's see. What do I need to do that? Well, you need the right tools, right? When I started in 1997, I was living in a 300 square foot basement apartment. I had $800 to my name. I had no money, no connections, no list, no marketing, no sales experience. I didn't know anything about running a business. The only funnels we had back then were funnel cake.
Yeah.
And there was nothing. So we had no tools whatsoever.
Nothing.
But what I did have was what I bet almost everyone listening to this program also has, which is a deep burning desire to make a difference, a deep burning desire to help people, to make an impact.
Yes.
And I had that. And that saved me from really a lack of knowledge and a lack of experience. It was that one thing that kept me going all those years.
Nice.
So,
I love that.
But now, of course, we want to make it, I don't want people to, go through the same torment and agony that I had to go through. I mean, I had to go through years and years and years and paying all these, so-called gurus so much money only to find out they can't teach their way out of a paper bag. There's no there there. They don't tell you
Agreed.
anything. I said, I just paid you all this money. Now tell me what to do. Well, go do it, get leads. No kidding. I'm what? Hello, what are you
Ah,
doing?
you are literally speaking my life. I hear you.
Oh my God. It was awful. All right, so that's the second. So remember we got the right plan, what we're doing, the right
Yep.
tools, how we do it. And then what's the third element? The right support. All right, so you've got to have the right support. Now, I'm sure everybody listening to this program has heard the statement, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Yes.
And that I think that's pretty accurate, right?
I
I think
think
most
it is
people would
very
agree with that. So, going back to my example and like what you were talking about earlier, Dwan, I grew up poor in a rich neighborhood. So who was I around? Well, I was around poor people in my family, but when I went to school, I was around rich people. So I'm like,
yes.
hmm. There's really not a heck of a lot of difference except money. And I'll tell you another funny story, and a true story. So, a few years ago, my wife and I were living in a house here. I live in Northeast Ohio, and it was a nice middle class neighborhood. It was, a nice house,
Yeah.
but nothing really to write home about, but it was nice, right? Nice neighborhood and everything. And all of a sudden, one day, in fact, it was the Saturday before Thanksgiving of 2020. Now, this was the height of the pandemic, if you can remember back that far.
Oh, I remember.
And I woke up with a vision, and this vision said you're supposed to move. And I was like, what? What do you mean move? Everything's fine. We're not, what do you, and have you ever get those visions or that just sort of inner knowing, that inner prompting, and it doesn't make any logical sense? Well, I've been doing this long enough to know you got to listen to those visions, those promptings, whatever it is. And I said, okay, even though it didn't make any sense. And I said, all right. So I said, I got up, it was 6 a.m, and I just started looking online to different real estate places. And I found this house, and it was just this beautiful, beautiful home. And it was literally 8 minutes down the road from where I live. And the next day, the Sunday before Thanksgiving, 2020, there was going to be an open house. So I said, honey, would you like to go see a house tomorrow? She's like, yeah, sure. We drove up the driveway. She turns to me and she says, I'm packing tonight. 12 weeks later, we moved into this home right here, which is a 5,000 square foot mansion on a hill. It is literally better than my dream home. A lot of people tell you, hey, write your dream home. I'll tell you, and this is true. If I would have written my dream home, it would be like here. This house is like here. It's better than I could have dreamed of.
That's so great.
Why do I share that story? What does that mean for everybody listening? The point is, number one, when you listen to those inner promptings, even sometimes it doesn't make any logical sense, but you listen in here with your heart, your gut, wherever you want to say it comes from, that's when you're overcoming your fear, right? Because your fear will tell you not to move forward. Your fear will tell you it's stupid. Your fear will tell you it'll never work. It'll never happen for you. Don't listen to your fear. Listen to that inner prompting. Take the action. If I hadn't taken the action, we wouldn't be here, right?
I know. And now you have this beautiful house. That's
exactly.
amazing.
And because of using the very things that I teach my clients, I was actually able to pay off the mortgage 27 years early on my dream home.
Wow.
27 years early. Okay. So the point of the story is, if it works for me, it can work for anybody. That all happened in 12 weeks, just 12 weeks. That's where the name 12-week breakthrough came from. Because I realized, wow, if I can change my life in 12 weeks, that means I can help anybody do it. And that's the power of having the right plan, the right tools, and the right support.
I love all of it. I love all of your story and all the things that you say, like having the directions and, and not having the focus and not having, especially the support. Because when I started working for myself, I was rehabbing houses by myself. So I was going to the job, and like my friends helped me on my first couple of houses. I hired a few people, but like I didn't have any real estate friends. This is before even those real estate groups came to fruition. So I didn't have anyone else. And so I would come home a lot at night, but like I have like nobody to run ideas by. Because everyone in my family was like, you're a single mom. You need to get a job, insurance, and be responsible. You're being irresponsible, working for yourself. Who do you think you are? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm a person that worked in a factory for 2 weeks after high school because everyone told me to, and thought if I had to live here my whole life, I'm killing myself.
That's right.
But I can't do this. And when I got laid off, I was like, thank you, Jesus. I am
thank you.
Right.
Back.
I actually left the state. I'm from Ohio. I'm moving out of the state because if I stay here, I'm going to get bullied into work at a factory, because General Motors was big in this. I graduated high school in '77, and get
Hmm.
married and have kids, and like all my friends got married out of high school, and everybody worked at
Yep.
a factory, and I got a factory job, and it was like the worst 6 weeks of my entire life. It's so horrible, and I was like, I don't know, I've never been in a factory. It's like it's so hot, air conditioning, you're standing on
Yeah.
concrete, and I thought, why would my people that love me want me to do this for 40 years? Like,
Mm.
why would, and I even asked my dad one time, I was like, why would you want that for me? He goes, oh, well, you work for the man and then you retire and then you can live your life. I'm like, but I don't want to live my life. Because, when you're 18 or 19, people that are 60 are like, wow, how are they still alive? They're old. And I was like, I don't want to live my life when I'm in my 60s because I'll probably be dead. I don't know how y'all are still alive right now.
Right.
I was like, I want to live now. So I
Right.
moved to Florida. I was like, I don't like the cold. I'm moving to Florida. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to figure it out. But it's not going to have anything to do with a factory, marriage, or kids.
There you go.
I just laughed. And everybody's like, you'll be back. You'll be back. I was like, no, you don't understand. I will not. I'm not ever doing that. And I've
Yeah.
got friends that did all the stuff, and now they're my age, and bodies are so jacked up, and they've never
Mm.
done a thing. And it's like, golly. So that's why I
Yeah.
tell people, like, just make the changes now. Work for your. So I love your 12-week breakthroughs. Like, work for yourself. Figure it out. Get someone like you. A lot of people. So I'm telling all my Dwanville people, you definitely need Dr. Noah, because I can help you with the real estate and making all the money and show you all the tricks to that. But your mindset is the number one thing that'll hold you back.
Yeah.
And, I don't really teach a whole lot about, other than like, read some books. But now we have you. They can refer people to you because
Yes.
they need help when I'm
Yeah.
good. I encourage them. I teach them. I'm always like the biggest cheerleader. But when they don't have anyone else around, or they don't have the mindset, I can cheerlead
Yep.
them all day, but they still fall back. And that really is the cycle.
Yes.
I'm telling
Well,
all of you, Dr. Noah, take that quiz. So myinnergame.com. I am going to take the quiz. So
absolutely.
and you
And then let
are
me
just
also,
such a plethora of information. I love it.
that's wonderful. I just also want to mention, if you go to breakthroughwithnoah.com, just like it sounds, breakthroughwithnoah.com. I'm known as the breakthrough coach. Again, the 12-week
Yes.
breakthrough. But breakthroughwithnoah.com, if you really just want to get on the fast track and, want me or, one of my coaches to help you, just go to breakthroughwithnoah.com.
Yep.
And there is a quick video there, and you can just select a time and answer a few questions. And then me or one of my coaches will get on the phone or Zoom with you. They'll do a 15-minute business evaluation, and you'll walk away with 3 tips you can implement immediately to skyrocket your business. And all of that is available at breakthroughwithnoah.com.
I love it. So, folks, he's giving you all his stuff. It's in the show notes. You can't tell me you can't find the guy. Okay, so we're going to turn things around a little bit. We want to learn something about you.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is your favorite band of all time?
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi. I love Bon Jovi.
There you go.
I do love, and I am such a concert person. I've been to thousands, and for whatever reason, I was kind of going through a list of who have I not seen. I was like, I don't know why I have never seen Bon Jovi.
Wow.
I was like, next time they roll through Denver, I don't care when or where or somewhere, I'm gonna go. I love Bon Jovi. What's your favorite food?
Lobster. I'm from Maine, so it's lobster.
Pasta. I tell you what, Maine has those, I can't remember the name of that place, those little lobster sandwiches that are like just,
Yeah, they're called lobster rolls. Lobster rolls.
oh, cooked in butter. It's like,
Love those.
every time I go there, that's the first place I go.
Oh, yeah.
And then I go every day for like a week. It's like, oh, you cannot eat enough of those.
Yes.
The lobster rolls, they're so unbelievably good.
Yep.
What is your favorite time of the day? Where's your happy place in your day?
It's 6 a.m. That's like when I woke up, I had that vision I was telling you. I like getting up, a little bit early. And I know a lot of people are like on the 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I'm like, you know what? I just get up when I feel like it. It's not like I have to get up at 6 a.m., but that's when I just feel very creative, get a lot done. And, I'm usually done by, 1 or 2 in the afternoon. So I I am the opposite of the hustle and grind bros. I mean, like, go ahead and work 18 hours a day, man. But I want to live, I want to
Me
enjoy
too.
life. I just, my wife and I, we sit by the fire. We have a koi pond in the backyard. We watch the birds and the fish, and we have deer and everything. And it's just wonderful to, just enjoy life and not work, work, work all the time.
I could not agree with you more. I've interviewed so many people. They're like, "Oh yeah, I'm up at 4 a.m. I'm in the gym." And in my mind, I'm just like, "But why? Like, why are you up when it's
Right?
literally the middle of the night? It's 4 a.m. Like, I don't even get it. So I don't know. I don't get it. I don't set an alarm, but I naturally wake up
Yeah.
about 7:30.
I haven't set an alarm for 30 years.
Yeah,
So, no, I
I
just get
don't.
up when I
Unless I'm
feel
doing
like it. And
a workshop or
a lot
something.
of times I'll start working, if I'm starting work at 6 a.m., I'll go back to bed. I'll take another nap.
I've been known to do that too. Okay, so just to review everyone, once you go drnoahstjohn.com, you have the 12-week breakthrough, myinnergame.com, and what was the other one?
Breakthroughwithnoah.com.
Breakthroughwithnoah.com.
Mhm.
And are you on Instagram and all the stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just search noahstjohn.com, Facebook, Instagram, and especially my YouTube channel. Make sure you go to check out my YouTube channel. We have a lot of really cool videos and things like that we release, on a consistent basis to
Yeah.
help you, with your inner game and your outer game. So we help people in both ways.
And I love your whole inner game, outer game. Really, it's amazing what you do. And
Yeah.
and I just don't think sometimes people realize how much they need
Yeah.
this kind of training
Yep.
because your mind is either really helping you or it really is your worst enemy. And it's
Yes,
hard for people to untrain the things they've heard or been taught.
that's
There's
right.
so much negativity in the world and videos and the news. It's like, oh God, you guys, there's too much.
Yeah.
So again, folks, if you happen to be new, this is the most wonderful real estate podcast ever. I'm on Dwanderful Facebook, Dwanderful Instagram, Dwanderful YouTube, Dwanderful LinkedIn, Dwanderful.com. So opt in, take my little quiz, and you can see where you're at in your real estate investing. You can take Noah's quiz and see what you need to do to help you get where you want to go. And I have two last things. And one
Mhm.
is, what is something that the Dwanderful family can do right now to help you reach your next big goal? And what is it? What is your next big goal?
Well, I just really want to, of course, help more people. That's my mission, is to teach people about the power of the inner game and really give them back their power. I think a lot of us have lost our power, have given our power away over the years. And so I want to give people their power back, showing them that it's already inside of them. And so really, for the folks listening, I mean, number one, you can have me come in and speak and do trainings for your team, your organization. Number two, I do keynote speeches, whether live or virtually. So have me come in and do that for you. Just contact me, on my website or on social media, and then just spread the word. I mean, just really say, hey, you know what? I heard Dr. Noah on the Dwanderful podcast, and you should check it out. But really, that's it. I've, got lots of books and trainings and coachings and keynote presentations, and I'd certainly love to help, all the folks listening to the program today.
Okay, good. I always want to see how we can help you because if you have a set like you're working towards this, I always want to help. And I always tell all my people, like, hey, let's help everybody else reach their goal. Because when you're helping other people reach their goals, somehow you tend to reach your own goals.
That's right.
And I also just quickly want to ask the audience to do me a favor. If you had fun today, you learned one thing, you laughed, you think Noah's so adorable, or of course, I'm always wonderful. I want you to find the podcast and subscribe, and leave a 5-star review, and also write a comment. And what is your podcast name?
For me?
Yes.
Oh, I don't have a podcast. I'm just a guest on other people's podcasts.
Okay, so he's just a guest. So I was going to say go to your podcast and leave a review too. But
no, I don't have one right now. I just enjoy being a guest.
Now be a guest. Be a guest. Guests are fun. I love doing the podcast, and I was on them for like a decade. I think, I should start my own. But I'm going to tell you, it's a labor of love.
Yeah.
Focus on what you do. Be a guest. You're an amazing guest. So anyway, podcast can't grow without your help. So I just always ask you if you enjoyed it, loved anything, learned anything, laughed, anything, 5 stars, write a comment and say how awesome both of us are. And last thing for you, Noah, is I want you to give us a word, leave us with a word of inspiration, but only, or motivation, whatever, but only one actual single word.
Empower.
Okay.
That's it. And the reason I said that is because.
Wait. Hold on. I'm going to get there.
Okay.
And I
Empower.
don't tell people ahead of time because I don't want them thinking about their word and trying to, and then they can't figure it. So I just want to hear the word. So what we do is the word of the week at Dwanderful is now empower. So we have a word of the week, and I have everyone put it on a little sticky and put it on your mirror and use and say the word empower, 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 empower. And then we do actually now want to know what it means to you.
It means to claim the power that you already have inside of you. I think a lot of people have lost or given away their power. I know I did. I did that for years. I let people walk all over me and I was a total doormat. And so it took a long time for me to learn how to stand up for myself, to claim my power, to find my voice. So now I'm able to help people do that. And really in many, many cases, it does change your life.
It does.
So,
I love it.
Empower is a very great one.
I like to always get the word. Then I want to tell everyone that's our word of the week. But then I always want to know what it means to you because empower means many things to many people. So we're always curious what it means to you. But you know what? I like the fact that you say like to claim your power and take your power back. And I think I'm going to start using that as my description of empower because it is so easy to give your power away, do too much, be for everyone, or be too much of a people pleaser or whatever. And when I made the decision to like stop doing that, it is hard to take your power. But now that I have it back, it's like, and nobody taking my power away.
That's right.
Now it's like, now I got my power. But it was not easy. And so I love that. To claim the power, take back your power. That's a really great word. That's a great word. So that's going to be on my mirror in a minute. I'm going to write it and put empower up on my board. Sorry, everyone. First of all, thank you. You are such a pleasure as a guest. I've enjoyed so much talking to you today. You're just so fun and you're interesting and you're so motivated and you like the best music and you eat my favorite food. So next time I'm in Ohio, we're going to have to go find us some lobster rolls somewhere.
Let's do it.
I love those things. Thinking about it now, it's like, I feel like just flying over there.
Right?
Some of those. So great. So great. And everyone will be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And remember that the truth is in the red letters. All right, guys. Thank you. And Noah, thank you. We'll be back next week. I am so glad that you stuck around. I almost forgot to tell you. In addition to having this amazing educational podcast, I'm now able to work with you one-on-one. Yes, one-on-one, you and me working together, and have a 3-deal guarantee. 3-deal guarantee that you'll close 3 deals. So you have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. Take the quiz. Go to dwanderful.com. Take the real estate investing quiz. See you on the other side.